Israel and President Obama and this administration. And I have to tell you, gefilte fish. It's like fish in a jar, like mushy fish you scoop out of a jar, and the carrot on top doesn't help. I don't know who's thinking, oh, we put a carrot on top, then people will love it. And the bread, matzah. You know why the bread is like this? Because they didn't have time to wait for the bread to rise. That says something. You don't have time for bread to rise. It means you're on the run, and you're used to being on the run. And remember how fast things can change. I'm reading a book right now at my office about the Jews in, I think it's Amsterdam. You better be prepared to run. The president's beloved revolution that he wanted everybody to remember on the Seder dinner ended with Egyptians surrounding the Israeli embassy. Here's the story. Egyptians march on the Israeli embassy. Arab newspaper reports say protesters burned Israeli flags, handed out flyers calling for a third intifada to be held on Nakba Day. Nakba Day. More than 1,000 marched on the Israeli embassy. The protesters demanded cutting all diplomatic and financial ties with Israel and open the crossing between Egypt and Gaza. They're calling for the intifada on Nakba Day. Nakba Day. What is that? Nakba Day is the day of catastrophe. They celebrate that every year on May 15th, the day of catastrophe. That's what the Palestinians call it, people in the Middle East. But May 15th is also the celebration of the creation of Israel. Day of catastrophe, Independence Day. So thanks again, Mr. President. Lovely reference for Passover. Will you be celebrating, the Serbs, Krsna Slava, at your next dinner with the Croatians? I mean, maybe you could congratulate the Hutus over coffee with the Tutsis. I'm just saying. The slaps are getting harder and harder for the average American to ignore, but are they even seeing them? Some people that know that they have to move fast at times. Do you have the courage to stand up and make sure that this doesn't happen again in your lifetime? For anybody. Do you have the courage? And do you have bread that won't break in half like that? Israel must have our support. And I'm not talking about military support. I'm saying they must have our support as a people. They have a right to survive and to be free from extermination and the people who want to vaporize them. They have a right to defend themselves. Will Americans stand up and say that? A right to hold on to the land taken as a buffer zone between them and people who want to kill them all the time. That's the only support they need. They need courageous friends that will stand up and say they have a right to survive. That's the support they deserve, the support that they have earned, and the support that is required.